not a YouTuber, just like making videos, you know. And when your brain suffers from dementia, not only do you have memory loss like Alzheimer's, but you don't have the ability to think rationally and solve simple problems, you know what I mean? And think logically and so forth. I'm gonna follow up and address some things that I didn't touch on in my last video. Now I would say this, you know, Tommy has won. You know, there's no doubt about it. At least on this sector of YouTube, you know, I mean, it's done. You know, it imploded on itself. The thing is, you know, my sister, she used to live in a decent working class black neighborhood. It was, you know, quiet. You know, there was probably some crime here and there, but it was, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't an eyesore. You know, people kept their houses well kept. And then the slewfoots moved in. You know, I call them slewfoots. You know, I'm not going to use the N word. And gradually, matter of fact, sort of rapidly, the neighborhood went downhill, and my sister ended up moving in a town that was so hunky-dory that they were thinking about taking the police force off payroll and have a volunteer, you know what I'm saying, police squad. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you know anything about small towns, like the firefighters are all volunteer firefighters. There's not enough fires for to have a full-time staff, and that's what they was going to do with the police force. Of course, that fell through. The cops were going to go on strike or whatever, but that just shows you. Now, I would say that, yeah, you know what I mean. In this corner of YouTube, yeah, the loudmouths and the slewfoots have definitely gained ground. Now let me address LA, because I don't even want to address this dude anymore. LA made some 6 rebuttal videos to what I was saying, and he only rebuked like one thing. Like, here's, I'll be a man and I'll admit I was wrong for saying that he, you know what I mean, he started eating on camera after Mike Mills. Now, as far as the earphones things, I'm like, that's debatable, you know, because I don't know, the evidence he put forward was very sketchy. But hence, my main grievances with LA was one, him being a flip-flopper, you know what I mean, that, and he himself cannot deny that, especially right now when he's right back on Tommy's tailcoat, you know. And, you know, was he not vouching and bigging up for those white dudes, you know what I'm saying, those two racist white guys? Did he not say that he didn't find a problem with what they were, with their racial hodgepodge, you know? So yeah, he didn't debunk that, nor his, you know what I mean, the way he just, where he's jumping side to side and so forth. So those are the main things. He did 6 videos, you know, on the eating shit. Was that was minstrel anyway. But yeah, I like Tommy is one. See, the thing is, these showboaters, you know what I mean, they, you know what I'm saying, they wanted to stick their heads, their chest out, you know, to lead the charge against Tommy Sotomayor or whatever, to expose him and this and that. But hence, when the well dried up, when it became no longer, you know, sort of lucrative, I don't even know, I'm not getting paid for this, to go against Tommy, you know what I mean, it would be better just to side with him. So hence, these guys ended up being Tommy's biggest attack dogs. You see what I'm saying? Because the thing is, their stint on YouTube has been one embarrassing and shameful shindig after another one. So therefore, they fell out of good graces with the anti-Tommy crowd that was their support base. So therefore, they flipped sides. And when they did this by basically, what they have to do is, as I said before, they have to be an attack dog for Tommy Sotomayor's distractors. That's easy. And who is his biggest? It's TRS. You know, and you know what I'm saying? I don't agree with Tyrone Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Me and him had our little squabble. It wasn't that I was against what he was saying. It was just that I didn't like the fact that each time, you know, I had a gripe with him, and he feels that anybody who had a problem with him is for Tommy Sotomayor and the degradation of black women. I said, no, I'm not that guy. I just have a problem with this, you know, this certain video that you said and so forth. But hence, I was willing to squash my qualms with, you know, everybody had a problem with, and still continue to make rebuttal videos against the banjo pluckers and so forth. But I can't see how anybody can just sit by and just see what's going on. I'm like, these people have used Tommy to gain power, you know what I mean, to gain subscribers, to gain a following. And then, you know what I'm saying, once they have it, they can do whatever they want with it. You know, sometimes they'll still go after Tommy, but go after anybody that they, you know what I mean, are disgruntled with, or hence they'll just literally, I can't see it. It's completely mind-boggling, you know, for people to have such a hardcore stance against Tommy, and then turn around and be like, you know, I'm like, some of these people have done some of the most outlandish shit, got on camera or whatever, and then brag about, oh, I'm the only one doing it. I was the one going at Tommy the first. I was going at him hard and all this other stuff. And then for them to be Tommy's fluffers, you know, I'm like, they're just, you know, I'm like, not only are they, I'm like, they're tossing Tommy's salad, and Tommy is pushing his balls back so his balls can see some, can feel some of that tongue action or whatever. I'm like, that's crazy. Now going back into the you know what I'm saying, Rob or whatever, and hence, I've never stated that all white people were the enemy and so forth. And hence, the thing is with Rob, I didn't even think Rob was still watching my videos, because as of lately, I've been coming at it hard at white people. You know what I'm saying? With my white genocide videos, with my libertarian realist videos, out of this corner, with the exception of Hollow Point, and he don't make that many videos that long, I've been coming at the Caucasians, you know what I mean, the hardest or whatever, you know what I mean, just debunking them and so forth. And, you know, when it comes to Tommy, as of lately, it hasn't even been, I'm like, my last video aimed at Tommy only got like 150 views, 4 comments or whatever. So, you know what I mean, as I stated before, I got more of a response, you know, going after the whites, and it don't mean that, oh, I need whites to validate, you know what I'm saying, me being on YouTube or whatever. So it was funny to see Rob stick his chest out for me. But no, I don't feel that all white people are the enemies, and no, I do feel that, you know what I'm saying, a white guy has every right to scream on a black dude. And in Killer Part, Rob didn't even bring race. You know what I mean, he didn't bring race, he just looked, it was mano to mano. You know, and in LA, when he fired back, he, you know what I'm saying, he brought race in it. And also, you know, going back into the Bling thing, that, you know, not only did Bling call Tommy a coon, but Bling was talking very disparaging of Tyrone Thompson, called him a disgusting roach, talked bad about Tyrone's fiance, his wife, his girlfriend or whatever. And she talked bad about women. I'm like, she was someone who was against Tommy, but then ended up regurgitating echoing his same flim-flam and so forth. So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. And another thing I want to touch on is this fucking document dropping. I'm like, this shit is sick. You know, I'm like, I don't care how hard somebody comes at me, I will never reveal their information unless they threaten to reveal my information first or whatever. But hence, if someone pried in my background, you get, they'll find nothing. They'll find nothing incriminating or whatever. They'll only find good stuff. They'll look at it, they'll be like, oh man, he went to school over here and all this. They'll say, we can't use this and so forth. But yeah, man, this shit gotta stop, man. I'm like, man, these dudes need to be freaking banned from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Dudes releasing photos of people, even when they want to keep their identity concealed. And the thing is, if you're gonna release somebody's photo of what they look like, you should grab a photo that kind of makes them look like in a horrible light. I'm like, dudes are releasing photos of females, and I'm like, damn, she looks good. I'm like, how is this? You know what I mean? This, I'm like, this female looks pretty hot. You know what I mean? You would think that they'll find some sort of like a mug shot or whatever, you know, or a female having a bad hair day or some photo that just makes them look really just horrid or whatever. But yeah, but this stuff, I'm like, when has snitching become cool? Yeah, you know, and then, you know, people wanting to see Tyrone Thompson, you know what I'm saying, go to jail. I'm like, this shit ain't cool at all, you know what I mean? Now, as far as Tyrone, I think he's head over his heels. I think it's not worth it, you know what I mean? What he's going through, it's not worth it, because nobody's really heard of Tommy Sotomayor, you know what I mean, in the real world. And if Tommy Sotomayor does go up in rank, bear in mind, I mean, if he really becomes, you know what I'm saying, a real true media darling, I'm like, he is gaining popularity because some of my Facebook friends are showing his videos. But, you know, if he was on a panel and he had to deal with someone like Cornel West or Dyson, and if they were going to drill into his ass about the stuff he's saying, we'll see him do so much retraction, because that's what he'll do. If he was on a panel or whatever, he's going to retract the stuff he says and says that, oh, I'm a comedian, I'm doing this and that and so forth. So he's not somebody, I'm like, yeah, you know, here on YouTube and the way whites cling to him, yeah, I'm like, he deserves some good rebuttal videos. There's no doubt about that, and that's what I do. I do rebuttal videos. But some of these other fucking guys, man, they were fucking going to war with him, you know, reading off his personal information and saying shit like it was out there, you know, Tyrone was doing it too and so forth. I'm like, they was just, but I respect somebody that sticks by their guns. Like people like Kwesi and Aluja Wajuwan, I'm like, they're always Tommy fans. They always claim to be Tommy fans and so forth. They didn't do this, you know, this playing hopscotch or whatever, or playing, you know what I'm saying, hot potato, you know, and these guys have had so much angst against Tommy, and they not only, I can see if they just said, hey, you know, I'm like, it's not worth it going at this guy, you know, I'm just gonna focus on other things and on the channel. But these guys just, I'm like, they're just straight up, you know, blowing him, going on his radio show or whatever, kissing up to him. And let's face it, Tommy Sotomayor is a cataclysm, you know, and you know, and people got their radios stations or whatever, you know, their blog talk radio or whatever because of him. He influenced. There's nothing wrong with that, but still, it's like, but yeah, you know what I mean. But as far as TRS, I would say that that's a hot show. You know what I mean? I can't front. That's a fun show, even with, you know, the whole bone picker thing. I'm like, it's just still gonna draw a crowd, you know. I can't front on it. I'm like, it's a fun show to watch, you know, or listen to, and they're on 7 days a week. So I'm not gonna, but yeah, I think that, you know, Tyrone probably has a lot of dead weight. A lot of these people ain't gonna help him in the long run. So that's all I want to say. Thanks for watching, and Sally Forth.